Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome back from the LG offices in New York City. I'm Axel Toss. I'm joined by Axlab. You're watching the second semifinal of the Stars War League Season 3, Hero versus Maru, and Hero is up 1-0.
That's right. Here we are in game number 2. The map is going to be Belshir Vestige. And I got to tell you, going into this, I thought Maru was a clear favorite. I mean,
Yes.
WCS champion, currently top 8. Is still he's in the playoffs of WCS Korea as well this season. So Hero really taken to him in the last game. Really, I like the aggressive tactics against Maru. Maru's a guy who loves to be in control of the game. Right? He loves to be out there in your face, constantly controlling the tempo. And Hero really turned that on its head that last game. And that's something that, you know, Maru tried to take it back with multi-prong attacks, but Hero got his damage done in early.
Hero's the guy who kind of started all that stuff. Like
He
the war
did.
for some drops, war for some storms,
Yep.
stuff like that. Hero loves that stuff. And Maru loves that stuff too. So it's bringing together a pretty awesome matchup between these two guys in this best of 5. So let's go ahead and get to game 2 on Belshir Vestige. Hero is up 1-0. And Maru has some work to do. And I'm still out of breath from the specials I did. I'm just gonna say it. I'm still it's a bad idea, Nick.
I told you it was a bad
You
idea.
told me. See,
I told you.
Nick did it, and I got inspired. I'm like, you know what?
I told you. I immediately regretted my decision after I did it. I was like, you know what? I've been exercising too much.
I know, man.
And
we
like,
just
I
need to
barely-
drink. We need to drink more water.
We do, man.
Just yeah.
All right.
That's all we gotta do.
We can do both.
So, question is, how many push-ups are these guys doing as they're playing?
Um,
They have the computer on the ground and the keyboard on the ground. They're doing
Yep.
push-ups as they're playing.
Yep.
I'm
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They probably have like a monitor in front of them, but the actual PC, the computer,
Yeah.
is on their back, so it's extra weight.
Yes. Yep. You know, actually, I'm 100% convinced that's how it works.
And the power supply is actually weaker than it needs to be to run the computer, and the only way it actually stays running is by being additionally powered by the push-ups.
Wow. So there's a way that the push-ups actually are connected to the power supply to actually generate that
Yep.
power to keep it going.
Dude, that's
Like when you ride a bike to charge a light bulb or something.
exactly. It's these guys play intense StarCraft, man. Absolutely intense. So here we have Hero going for a gateway expand. Chronobeat's not the Zealot though, so you can see again, even though he's not proxying the gateway, he wants to get damage done early. You can tell that, or at least get in his opponent's face early. Not like guaranteed, oh, I'm gonna like kill a bunch of
I do
SCVs.
this periodically.
Yeah.
I like it.
And if the Terran doesn't scout it, sometimes you can do a good amount of damage. Now, since Maru scouted it, he'll probably be prepared. In fact, you can see the bunkers being built already.
Now, what if you go build an engineering barrier right now as Maru at the natural?
I would
and
actually
the zealots
love
across
that.
the map.
I would love that. Well, the stalkers come. Yeah, I would like it. Because if they don't scout it, then they're committed to like a one base all in pretty much.
Yep.
But
Especially if the zealot is across the map.
I think Maru's mindset right now is, wow, last game in the first 8 minutes I just took such a beating from the proxy gate, and then that followed up Phoenix Zealot stalker attack. So I think his mindset is instead of doing that, he just wants to, he's got in for proxies. He just wants to make sure he's safe through the opening. That's like his mindset right now. In fact, he's even getting a factory off a single base. So, wow, Maru's got some plans.
What is he up to?
And now that this SCV is going to head back and probably check if there's an expansion for Hero. Hero's looking for proxies as well. Probably worried about a factory down here. There is a factory, but it's in Maru's base. Both these guys, no one's expanding. What is going on? What is going on?
They're both very cheeky. They're I mean, Hero I think is more reaction with his build maybe. No.
I mean, yeah, Protoss can't
There's a
really react to
Stargate.
Terran and
Oh,
opening.
SCV's gonna spot the Stargate.
Oh no. Most of course spots the factory. Oh, there goes a time
Are
warp.
they just gonna sprint on by? Yes,
They
they
are.
are.
He gets one Marine.
Trying to
Does
zone out
not
those
get the
Marines.
second.
Okay, he's gonna go straight to that natural expansion. Or sorry, straight
Yeah.
to that mineral line.
Yeah,
What?
I don't know how this will work for
I
him
don't
though.
think it'll. I think he's gonna lose
There's
everything.
5 Marines, yeah. This is about walking into a Terran base. Often this happens. It's like there's only a few Marines, and then like 10 SCVs and come like.
Barely staying alive at Mushroom Core.
Hero forgot that Terrans have not outlawed the draft.
Yes.
SCVs will come off the line for their homeland,
They will.
and if you're like a lonely stalker there against a horde of angry SCVs,
Civilians, oof. Because you
It's
made
rough.
it personal. You're
Oh, yeah.
actually you're threatening the workers.
Yeah,
and
they-
if you're
they were
threatening
just
the worker,
mining
they're
minerals.
just mining. They're
Yeah.
like they're not hurting anyone, but you're threatening them. They will come after you.
yep, they do not like
They will
terrorists.
band together, make a union, take out those aggressive units that they don't know.
So we do have both players expanding behind their one base tech pass. Maru expanding slightly faster. Of course, I would expect to see him get some measure of defense for the Stargate threat, but he knows the time of it very well. He knows he doesn't have to defend quite yet. He saw the Stargate was halfway done when he got in there. So, and I like how he's going really aggressive with the wind mine. He knows there's not going to be very fast detection, or maybe the Oracle will be detection, but if he, at least that forces him to use Oracle energy on detection, and then the Oracle can't do anything for about another 2 minutes. There it goes. There's that Envision. Stalker's going to take out the wind mine. He kind of, I mean, he has to, or else the Marines will kill the Nexus, or lose the probe to it, but...
Now...
Oh, did you see that one?
I don't think he saw
it's
it.
a trap.
And he's going to turn around. Wow. Nice heads up there from Maru.
And anytime a Widowmine takes out any Protoss Gateway unit, it's already paid for itself, right?
Yep.
And the Stalker is already like twice the cost of that, so that was great there. Now, the Envision is going to be to see the Widowmine. Takes out one more Stalker, and he's going for probes. Yeah, I mean, the Marines are going to die anyway, right? They're not getting out there.
Yeah. At that point, it's just like, okay, what can we kill before we die?
And there's no photon overcharge.
How many can we take down with us?
So if you look at it so far, he's been able to take down 2. Units lost fairly even. Of course, because he took out Stalkers and whatnot as well. Now, that trade right there, he lost like 5-6 Marines and Widowmine for, I think, 1 Stalker and 2 probes. But he did also make the photon overcharge be used. Now, if the game just does anything for a while, that'll neutralize out. But if he follows up with this drop plate, there's not going to be photon overcharge available.
That's a really nice Oracle swinging. Right when those 2 mules are dropped, too.
At least there's not too many SCVs there, but it still is going to... I mean, you got the 2 mules, you got a Widowmine, and it's going to get a couple more before it runs out of energy. Now, what can this drop do?
Remember, there's no photon overcharge here at the natural expansion.
There is an observer
run away immediately.
Ooh, the Widowmine actually not doing too much. He's going to get away there.
Okay.
That was well done by Hero.
Yep. Keeping that medevac out. Oracle's still alive across the map there. 7 kills to his name, not too shabby. Supplies 54 to 49. We have a +1 armor on the way here from Hero. I'm not sure if Maru has started any upgrades.
No, I don't think he has quite yet. Really focusing on production right now. Getting the Viking help out against the air, going double tech lab. That's interesting. You know, most Terrans typically go for 1 tech lab, 2 reactors. Well, it depends. I guess, sorry, that's not true. If you open with like a more barracks focus opening, that's what you'll do, and then you'll get stim and then combat show like we saw last game. This game, though, remember, he opened very tech heavy. So this is his, you could say his first barracks tech lab is very late. Because normally they already have stim halfway done. So if your first tech lab on a barracks is very late, you kind of get 2, so you can stim and combat show at the same time. Even though the downside of that is your Marine count is going to suffer just a bit. Of course, the Marines are typically the priority. Not that Marauders are bad. Marauders are great, but in the opening game, Marines are often a priority.
Yep, because you don't have the Colossi aren't going to be out.
Yep.
The High Templar aren't going to be out, so it's good to have a lot of Marines there. Engineering Base just now finishing up, so should be starting a 1-1 as soon as he gets the resources. There we go. There's the 1-1.
Yeah, and then next will probably be Combat Shield.
Nice.
Or he might make a 2 medevacs for Combat Shield.
So the next thing that's going to happen here is Maru's going to be looking to be aggressive with his medevacs. We know Maru loves doing that, whether it's drop play, where it's pressuring the natural expansion. You're trying to hit that timer before the scary tech comes out, which is looking like it's going to be Colossi. So the first Colossus is on the way from Hero, but Terran players, like, Colossi are manageable because they're not incredibly mobile, so you can do some drops in the main while attacking the natural expansion, and it's really taxing on the multitasking ability of the Protoss. So it's going to be up to Hero to really treat this properly.
He has to give it a lot of respect. Of course, there is no 3rd base yet from Maru, so in that case, if you're both on equal bases, typically it favors whoever's ahead in upgrades, which is often a Protoss. But actually, this is an interesting case because while right now Hero's ahead in upgrades, he has the 1 armor already done, working on the attack, he only has a single forge. So if Maru doesn't miss his armory timing, he could definitely get ahead. He could probably be at 2-2 when Hero's at 1-2. But for now, it's fairly even. They'll be at 1-1 at about the same time. We do have Oracle could potentially counter swing into the natural Maru. He does have some units. Oh, but he's lifting those up. That could be a very dangerous Oracle. Keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, a scan goes down, sees the Colossus. Maru's going to wait for... He's going to try to keep this army busy while his other drop swings into the main. That's definitely what he's looking to do. Meanwhile, continuing to just... Oh, now he's getting concussive shells behind us. Good, not... Some Terrans actually end up forgetting to upgrade when the game opens. Kind of weird because they assume you already have it. But as soon as Stim was done, not missing a beating in getting that concussive shell upgrade.
Armory should be done too, I'm thinking. Isn't it? Or did he ever make it?
I don't think he started yet.
So he's not going to be able to start with the
Yeah, he might get the 3rd command center first. Yeah, there goes the 3rd command center. But yeah, you're right. He's going to miss some of the upgrade timing. He's kind of having a hard time getting everything he wants, and that's just due to you know, the Oracle got some good damage done, and its expansion was late.
Very true.
But now this drop is going to try to bring Hero's army to the natural. Gets a couple probe kills. Hero bites, picks the units up.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the other drops can be activated now, but there's Stalkers. Okay. Ooh, Hero's defense is very solid.
Dropping those units immediately.
Yeah.
I kind of like that, just in case your opponent has blink or something. Because the Stalkers can just blink up, kill your medevacs.
Yeah, and
then if you don't have any units there helping out, then
we do see the armory coming down now. Hero at 1-1.
He's going to try to attack into the natural. He's just charging in. There's 2 Colossi there, though. I'm not sure. There's also a lot of force fields from those sentries. There's the force fields. The Marines Marauders coming. Oh my God, they're just getting chopped up by the Zealots and the Colossi.
Oh, and then medevac gets picked
so
up
much energy too.
I think Maru knew the Stalkers weren't there.
High Templar feedback could have been really good there. Sorry.
Yeah, it could have been. He knew there were no Stalkers there, so he thought he could get something done with cute micro, but there's just too many units on Hero's part. And again, Maru's trying to like pick away this army with micro, but it's like picking at a like an iron door with a nail or something. Hero's army is just so powerful.
Yep.
It's gonna take a long time to damage it with an army this small. Behind us, though, there is that third orbital. Now, this Oracle could actually do insane damage. It's never going to run out of energy. It has almost 200. It's just been waiting for it's going to pop in every once in a while, see if there's a lot of SCVs there.
There they are.
And it's one of those things where the Terran forgets about the Oracle, right? Like, normally the Oracle dies, the Protoss never rebuilds it, and so you just kind of assume there's no Oracle.
Yeah.
But in this case, it didn't die, but Heroes, like, hit it.
That's so cool.
And so you just literally forget about it. Like, there's no way Maru remembers that there's an Oracle somewhere on the map. At some point, if he thinks DTs might come in. Oh, here it goes. Here's the Oracle coming into Mirrorline.
Good reaction.
Yeah, he only got 3 more kills, actually. He already had 8. Might get a couple more. But here comes the Doom drop. A feedback goes up, but doesn't get a medevac kill.
And the main army coming forward as well. Time Warp being blanketed onto those Marauders. And the Charge Lots swooping in there. Nice feedbacks onto those medevacs. And once again, a great trade for Hero. Maru not getting what he wants.
No, not at all. Great moves by Hero. The Oracle escapes. Lucky enough for it, there were some Vikings trying to hunt it down. And Maru can't even afford to get both upgrades at this point. He's actually... Wow, Maru is really having a hard time here. Hero looks to be in total control of this game.
Maru keeps trying stuff and just nothing really works. Like, he keeps thinking he sees an opening, and then the opening just gets swallowed up, and it's not there anymore.
You know, this game, Hero's really... I mean, yes, he's done some Oracle harass, but he hasn't really been harassing too much. He's been really focusing on defense. That could be a reaction to how aggressive Maru is. Because normally Hero's a very aggressive player. Now he's trying to assert himself on the map.
He's doing enough damage with that Oracle, just simply across the map.
Oh, yeah.
Worker damage here and there. Where he doesn't necessarily need to bring out the Warp Prism and make that happen. He's just more focusing on making sure these counterattacks that Maru attempts are not going to work. Maybe he knows the playstyle of Maru, that he loves being aggressive. And he's like, okay, I'll just make sure the aggressiveness is just not efficient. What a great storm there onto those Marines Marauders. Vikings getting stormed as well. Stalker trying to take those guys out. Can they get that Colossi?
Oh, they will.
Okay.
Only losing 1 Viking, some others get damaged. That was a nice trade there. Zealots going to harass this third base. Hero now really starting to work in that harass. Oracle, now the Zealots. He also has double forges up now, so the upgrades are going to continue to be fairly even between the 2 players. Going forward, you know, Hero is still ahead. Tyrion really wants to be ahead in supply in the situation, not behind. And Hero has Storm and Colossi. But Maru is getting a scary army. We saw what Maru could do last game, even without Ghosts. He had no Ghosts, no Vikings, and he was fighting against Colossi and Storms, and he was making a crazy game of it, right? That's actually insane if you think about it. That he had no Vikings or Ghosts last game, and he was fighting against a fully equipped Protoss army and actually making it look doable. And this game, he's going to have both, right? He has Ghosts on the way, his Vikings already out, but I don't think there's any Ghosts quite in his army yet. The first ones are just being started. If Hero strikes right now, yes, his army. Where's all his Zealots?
He needs gateway units here.
Oh, they're all great. Oh, he's trying to distract Maru and counterattack.
He's trying to come in from multiple directions. He's actually charging right there into the natural expansion. High Templar coming forward. Zealots going straight into the third. There might be Zealots swinging into the main soon. And Hero going to start advancing up that ramp, changing his mind. And there we see the 5 Zealots going into the natural expansion. So just trying to distract his opponent right now. Not going for the death blow. Just trying to mess with his opponent's economy, mess with reinforcements. If he can get some Ghosts here, that'd be huge with those Zealots. Yeah,
it was a very expensive distraction. And he's only able to get 1 Ghost. So overall, I'm not sure if that worked out the way Hero wanted to. I mean, he lost a decent amount of units there.
Right.
And he didn't really kill anything. I mean, he got a couple storms off. He killed a couple units, of course.
It didn't work out how he planned it in his mind.
He was hoping to get SCV kills, basically. Or ambush all the Ghosts.
Look at that spread from Maru, though. That's pretty darn cool.
These Widow Mines actually helped out. At least this one did it against those Zealots to some degree.
Of course, you know, just naturally spreading out your units, no matter what state of the game it is, against any matchup, it can be good. Like, just spreading out, making sure you're going to have a nice concave. It's like in general warfare, right? You want your guys to be covering as much area as possible. You don't want them converging in one little hallway.
There's a term, basically, if your units are very clumped up, it gives your opponent what they call a force multiplier. Terrain can do that too, but being really clustered means any strike your opponent puts in one area has a really good chance of hitting a lot of units, right?
Yep.
So whether it's a mortar shot or if it's a Psy Storm or a Colossi attack, it's going to be much more effective the higher density your units are. Now, a great revelation on Maru's army there, actually. But Maru is...
Is that same Oracle from
yes.
earlier? And it's still alive, isn't it?
Yep, 12 kills, and now it's playing a support role. It's like, all right, I've got enough kills. I've done my carrying.
Look at this little cheeky.
And he's got a High Templar there too. That's gonna help out a decent amount.
So he's gonna want those zealots, those SCVs to run, and he's gonna send the High Templar straight to where the SCVs are running.
Yes.
And then get a massive storm on them, or the SCVs
oh, against the bunker, yeah. Yeah, he's gonna get push ones off the bunker, but there is a Bioforce here. Storm's going down, but overall, Maru's defending this pretty well. I mean, didn't lose too much there.
Now, what's important about this behind this, Hero has a 4th base on the left-hand side.
I mean, Hero's been honestly dominating the macro portion of this game from start to finish, mostly off the back of harass and then continue to expand. That being said, I feel like Maru's been more cost efficient. Yes, he has.
Yes, I think so. I mean, Hero is thinking that's worth it based on the macro situation. Because he has a 4th base, as long as he can prevent the 4th base. Oh my god.
He had a lot more Vikings.
Those were amazing storms.
These Vikings are very bruised. If he doesn't repair these, 1 or 2 more storms or Stalkers, see how quickly Stalkers can pick him off now?
Ooh, careful Stalkers.
Yeah.
I think cooldown's still up. He's like trying to get him out, but he's
oh man, he might have lost. Well, if he can get like 3 more Vikings, that'd be even trade. But right now he's got a Storm. Vikings very bruised, but continuing to pursue.
Maru is going to try to take advantage. He knows he just killed all the Stalkers, but more Stalkers coming up trying to take down those Vikings again. If those Vikings are gone, the Colossi, what's really to stop them?
And there's a lot of Colossi. There's 5 Colossi here. So at the end of the day, Maru's forced retreat again. And that battle, I think, definitely favored Hero. Yes, he lost a lot of Stalkers, but he can replace the Stalkers much easier than Maru can replace the Vikings.
Looking for the money storm. Maru already kind of preemptively splitting a little bit. There's the storm. Ghost turning around, getting the snipe on the High Templar. The Ghost blinking forward. The Colossi coming in from the back as well. The Vikings are gone. Actually, 2 Vikings in the air, but that's not going to be enough to deal with all of these Colossi. And I think Hero is going to be in a little bit too good of a situation. Another storm going to be occurring there. Now, the good news is all the Mnevics still alive, but there's the GG Maru realizing it's a little bit too late. And a lot of that comes down to him being only on 3 bases and his opponent, like Hero's 4 bases during all of that. So any trade, Hero's going to be happy with, in a sense. Yeah. Because he can just rebuild so much easier.
You know, what's kind of been happening, Maru's battle engagement control is just phenomenal, and his defense is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But he's just falling behind early game, and I think it's what's happening is, it's like this game he was trying so many tricky moves.
Yeah.
And they were all backfiring. And I think that's like, this is stuff that he was practicing the style. I feel like he's playing the same way he was trying to practice to go up against maybe like Rain or someone. And Hero's a little bit different opponent. I think if Maru doesn't want to get 3-0'd, I think he just has to play a much more macro-focused, slower game, and then rely on the fact that his ability to use units well in engagements is phenomenal.
Yeah, just being really smart about your play and identifying the weaknesses in your opponent, and maybe not necessarily trying to make something work that hasn't been working, but stick to your general game plan and be a little more patient, I guess, with your play. So we'll see. Heroes up 2-0. This is a best of 5, so Maru must win 3 in a row against one of the best Protosses in the world. Again, the winner moves on to the finals of the SWL StarWars League Season 3 to play against Parting, who just 3-0'd Sen. So guys, stay tuned. Game 3 coming up between Hero and Maru.